Yes people, welcome back. Today I'm going to take you through how I manage to balance running and weightlifting alongside each other. Most people think that you can't manage this or you would lose muscle, but if you manage your training properly and in line with good nutrition, then you can do a lot more than you think. But first of all, why do I do the both of them? I always enjoyed running and I've done weightlifting for years, but I never thought that I could really manage the two and actually get results with both of them. But over the past few years, after reading a few books, seeing a few people that actually do it themselves, I've seen that it is very achievable, and you just need to manage your fatigue, train properly, and not be trying to run really fast all of the time. You also have to take into effect that you are going to have a week off every now and then, deloads. I never used to deload, but the more you learn, the easier it becomes to actually manage your fatigue, and there's different techniques you can use, and taking half weeks and deload weeks, but we'll get into that later on in the video. But it seems crazy to me to think that we actually don't believe that we can do these things, because if you look back in any part of ancient history, they would have done 16-hour work days, building colossal things in Rome, in Egypt. There was slaves, they would have been working on farmers' fields for just hours and hours. And if you can push your body to extremes for 12, 16-hour work days with some slave overlord trying to dictate to you that you have to be out there working for him or making money for him every single second of the day, then I'm sure you can fit in 2 or even 3 hours of intense exercise on a well-structured program. However, I'm going to get to the gym, train chest and back now. I'll catch you there. First things first, mate. I've been reading a lot on caffeine, and in the studies they use 3 to 6 milligrams per kg to actually get a positive result from caffeine. That's an awful lot of caffeine. For me, that'd be 400 milligrams of caffeine. So this is why I had a coffee and a Monster, because I used to drink a Monster and that'd be half the dose for an efficacious positive result from caffeine. So if you drink caffeine before you work out, maybe drink a little more, but try not to drink it throughout the day. That's what I'm trying to implement into my life to get a positive result from it. We'll get onto the workout now. So then, chest and back session smashed off, and now let's talk the first thing that you want to consider if you're wanting to balance running and weightlifting, or even just two different sporting activities, and that would be timing. If you are going to work out twice in a day, then you would want to be spreading them at least 4 to 6 hours apart. There is something called the interference phenomenon, and that is if you do two different activities where your body is looking to adapt. So say cardiovascularly, you're looking to adapt your aerobic capacity, and weights, you're looking to build muscle. If you do them too close to each other, then they will interfere with each other. However, if you do them 4 to 6 hours apart, that is enough time for you to recover so that you can make progress and give your body enough signal to adapt to two different things. Also, when it comes to deciding which one you would like to do first, it would probably be a good idea to do the one that you want to make the most progress in first, as this is when you're most fresh and you have the most energy. So I always lift weights first thing in the morning and then run later on, because at the moment I'm trying to gain mass and I don't want to run the race until 6-9 months away. So I'm just trying to build up an aerobic capacity and get some miles in my legs whilst adding muscle. I understand these two goals are kind of counterintuitive. However, it doesn't, not everything in your life needs to be perfect. I find that I used to not want to do this because I wanted to gain the most muscle, or I wanted to be the best at running, and then I wasn't really doing either of them. That I wasn't really committed to either of them, because I need a bit of a balance. It can be a bit obsessive to do one thing, I find, and I like to just do a little more and maybe lose some results. But life should be about enjoyment more than just, okay, let's get 100% results here. Unless you want to be Mr. Olympia or Usain Bolt, you can juggle more than two sporting activities. However, gonna go home now and grab some breakfast. So I'll catch you in the next clip. First of all, let's talk nutrition. If you're training in the morning fasted like I just did, you want to get protein in just after you work out. If you're not training fasted, then that protein window isn't absolutely necessary. Just make sure you get protein in the next meal you eat. I would recommend that if you are training twice a day, eating carbs directly after you work out to replenish your muscle glycogen, and so that you've got enough carbs in your body for your next workout. I usually eat higher carbs on the days that I train twice, but that's down to you if you feel that you need it. You just got to play it by ear and see what works best for you. A lot of it's trial and error, and it's very individual. But I'm going to eat this, and then I'll catch you at the next clip. Another thing that I find is key for me when I'm working out twice in a day, I love a midday nap. Because after getting up early to work out and then being on my laptop for a few hours, I just feel a bit drained, and I find that when I nap, wake up, have a meal, then go for my run is a lot better. So if you have the ability to nap and you're working out twice a day, I definitely suggest implementing it, because it can make a real difference in your ability to perform later on in the day. People have just woke up from a nap and it is now 12 o'clock. So I train my chest and back in the morning between 5 and 6, so it's now been 6 hours. So I'm ready to eat a meal now. I'll just have a few pieces of fruit and then I'll go on a run. But that brings me on to the point of scheduling your weekly program. Now, when you're trying to work out 8 or 9 times a week, it's a lot more important than how you schedule things during the whole course of the week, because you want to take into consideration what workouts are going to affect each other and how can you plan those workouts so they have the minimum effect on each other's performance. So I make sure that my runs don't come the day after a leg day or the day of a leg day. And this works for me because my legs are usually very tired the day after, and the day I wouldn't be able to go for a run. But sometimes with my schedule it doesn't always work out like that. But try to plan things for in your perfect world, and then if things don't work out and you've got to get things in, then sometimes you just have to make do. Another key point for when you're training this much is sometimes you are going to be tired and fatigued. So just make sure you listen to your body, and if your legs really hurt one day and you don't feel that you can, say your legs are really tight and it's a few days after a leg day and you're struggling to walk, they're still quite painful, then it wouldn't be the best idea to go on a run. So you can extend your training week to 8 days opposed to 7, and then just make up for it, because if you extend your cycle to 8 days every now and then, it's not going to make the biggest difference. So just self-regulation of how you feel, and make sure your workouts don't cross over and affect each other. I'm going to have a few pieces of fruit now and then get on the run. I'm going to go for a 9-mile run today. I'm going to do the first 5 miles at 8:30 pace, and then I'm going to do 3 miles at 7 minutes to 7:20 pace, and then I'm going to do an easy mile to finish it. So let's see how that goes. Catch you at the end of the run. 9 miles, bashed off, just around the corner from home. I need to start bringing water out on these runs because it's 38 degrees today, and it's just too hot if you ain't got water. It's like I'm red as well. It's not ideal. How about the time for the run on the screen there? I'm going to chat about it when I'm back home. Then people, just got back from the run, let's talk. I'll give you a breakdown of the mileage. So I was going for 9 miles and it was 8:20 for the first 5, then 7:20 for 3, and the last one was just free for all. Like a lighter pace to cool down. So I pretty much got that, other than the 4th mile. I'll put it on the screen right here now. The 4th mile was 8 minutes 28 seconds, but everything else was in the allocated time right now. The 8th mile was 7 minutes 30, so I was 20 seconds slower than I wanted to be over 9 miles. Like, I will take that, it's not dreadful. I only did 9 miles today because this is the last week of my running before I take a deload, so I wanted to see how a longer distance would go. Why I picked 9 miles? Because I was currently doing 6, so I thought why not up it by 30% just to see how much harder that would be. I also did a 5k fast run, 3 miles fast, 5k fast during the week, and I did that in 18 minutes. Put that on the screen there as well. So that was like my peak running week. Now I'll deload. I'll maybe do a few 5Ks very slow next week, and that's it. And then I'll start ramping up, trying to add some miles back into my legs again. And when it comes to deloading with my weights and my running, they usually fall at different times. So I'm more experienced at weights, so I can usually handle a lot more, whereas my running, I'm getting used to it. I probably need to run a little slower as well, because my performance has been getting worse the past few weeks, so I think I need to slow my miles down, and that'll be something I'll be looking to do moving forward. But catch you in the next clip, because I'm going to make some dinner now, and then we'll talk how my nutrition has changed since I have taken up running as well. And for dinner today we have salmon, sweet potatoes, broccoli and cherry tomatoes. Bit of salsa on there as well. And when I'm with my running and weightlifting, I've just tried to add a better variety of vegetables in. I tried to eat more root vegetables. I tried to eat more omega-3s now as well. I'm just trying to eat a more balanced diet. Cover more of my micronutrients. Omega-3s, I've started eating fish because I never really used to eat fish. Fattier cuts of meat because I'm not dieting anymore. So steaks and salmon. I try to have one of those every day just to try to have a better variety of food, have some better micronutrients, have some better fattier meats. Yeah, so I'm just trying to clean my diet up a little bit, more variety, and there will be a video coming up on my diet. That'll be the next video uploaded onto the channel. I will go over my current diet. So then, gonna eat this meal, so that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. This is how I balance my weightlifting and running, and I hope that you can see it is manageable to balance things. You just have to take things into consideration and just be smarter about your planning. Be on top of things. Actually, while I'm here, I'll show you this. So I have like my, this is my planner for the week, and it's like my Monday AM session, my Monday PM session. So just having that, I find, helps me to, because I've got it right in front of me, so I see what I've got to do throughout the course of the week. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.